what's up weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today I'm doing a what I watched recently video, or I'm gonna probably call it this week, even though that's just a lie. I'm also wearing my girly gore hat today because someone this week messaged me and asked if I was still selling them, and I was like, yes, I just never talk about them or promote them in my videos, so here I am. Girly gore. It's called Fashion People. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first movie I'm going to talk about is Metamorphosis. This movie just came out on Shudder this week. It is a South Korean exorcism movie, and I feel like I haven't seen a solid exorcism flick too recently, and if I'm wrong and I've forgotten a movie that I watched recently, feel free to tell me in the comments. This was directed by Hong Seon Kim and is a Shudder original, by the way, and I really actually enjoyed a lot about this movie. I found it quite scary, honestly, and I think I always find exorcism films quite scary because I grew up Catholic and blah 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 blah. But it spoke to me a couple of times. It's basically about a priest that does an exorcism. Of course, it goes horribly wrong, and that demon vows to tear his family apart. And the demon does that by infiltrating the bodies of each of his family members. And that's what I think I like most about the movie, is this idea of a demon being able to quickly pass between different hosts. So when you go into any given scene, you don't actually know where the demon is. And I think that's really fun. And also because of the demon changing bodies, it also has this kind of feeling of a haunted house movie as well, particularly the scenes that take place at night. Also, Nightmare Maven did a full video on Metamorphosis, so I will link her review down below. But something she said in hers that I agree with is that this movie is quite dark and bleak, which I enjoy. It's not this like satisfactory, happy ending situation. It's pretty dark, and I always appreciate when a director is willing to go there and not tie everything in a happy bow at the end of a movie. Okay, next up, I watched The Imposter. This is actually a documentary, but it feels like a horror movie, and I watched this because Spooky Astronauts did a video of disturbing thrillers you haven't seen, which, by the way, I don't think I had seen any of them, so thank you for the list. But I was intrigued because she was so passionate about this documentary, I had to watch it. Now, this movie came out in 2012, but it's based on the 1997 case of French, I love how they say this, confidence trickster. What? Frederic Bourdin, who impersonated Nicholas Barclay, a Texas boy who disappeared at the age of 13 in 1994. That is like the most simple way to put this movie. This French dude who's like in his early 20s and chilling in Spain calls the American government and says that he is a missing American child and gets away with it for so long. Overall, I loved it, and also they do such a good job of adding in dramatic sequences throughout the interview footage that does not feel cheesy. It just feels so suspenseful and well done. I applaud. Who made this? It was directed by Bart Layton. Well, Bart, you killed it. Because if you guys know me, I love true crime, and this was such a crazy case that I can't believe I hadn't even heard of. Whew, it's freaking wild. Okay, next up, this is a fun one. So I watched Vamp from 1986. I believe I did talk about this on Instagram when I watched it. This is a 80s comedy vampire movie that is so epic. I feel ashamed I have not seen it till now. It is like so my aesthetic in every way. It's about two frat pledges that travel to a sleazy bar in what I assume is New York City in search of a stripper for their college party. And when they get to the strip club, it's inhabited by vampires. Vampire strippers. It's amazing. And I think the most amazing part about this movie is that the lead vampire, sort of the goddess vampire, is Katrina, played by Grace Jones. Her dance sequences and like vampire eating people sequences, I don't even think she has a single line in the whole movie, and she is so powerful and sexy and terrifying. Ugh, what a performance. What a performance. It's also just like 80s gold in so many ways. Like, it's just so over the top, ridiculous, fun comedy. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. It's on Tubi. I'll link all the movies down below. Okay, next up, once again, this is something I watched like 2 weeks ago, so liar. But that is Vast of Night from 2019. This is on Amazon Prime right now, and I saw some people tweeting about it, and I think it was actually a tweet about the fact that this movie had gotten like rejected from a million festivals, and how it's like such a great film. So I was like, I'll check that out. This is not horror, so I will say that. It is a mystery sci-fi movie. It's framed like a 50s UFO movie. It is so cozy. Like, I watch this with my little starlights on in my room at night. It is like the coziest, most fun UFO movie I've ever seen. Though I gave away the UFO part, the plot for this is in the 1950s, one fateful night in New Mexico, a young switchboard operator, Faye, and charismatic radio DJ, Everett, discovered a strange audio frequency that could change their small town and future forever. But yeah, I just love how this movie is put together. I love the edits in it, the 50s television feeling of it. It is just... cozy is like the best word I can use to describe this movie. If you are at all interested in like sci-fi stuff and like need a little late night snack, Vast of Night. Oh, I didn't even say. Written and directed by Andrew Patterson. And the last movie on my list is many times rewatch for me, but I'm gonna mention it anyway. So my Patreon people, anyone that's, I think it's the Laurie Strode level and above, we do a monthly movie watch together, which is so fun. But this month we watched Cabin in the Woods, which I haven't seen in a while, and I cannot tell you how much delight it brought me. The elevator sequence in the final act of the movie is like my favorite sequence. Oh my god, it is just, I could watch it over and over again. It's so good. Anyways, and I'm gonna also mention some TV. So I am on season 7 of XFiles. If you follow me at all, you know I've been binge watching it all for the first time, by the way. Loving every second of it. I am somewhere in season 7. It's bringing me a lot of joy. Just so good. So good. I'm very nervous to see like the reboot seasons. I hope it's good. If it's good, let me know. If it's not good, just don't bother telling me. And the last thing I've been watching is Unsolved Mysteries, the new version that just came out on Netflix, the reboot, if you will. And it's amazing. I'm binge watching it. I've loved every episode so far. And it's just really excellent storytelling, with a lot of empathy and care. Ugh, I just love it. And it's also, I mean, I'm a true crime lover, as I already said in this video, and the unsolved crimes are so hard because you want that resolution at the end and you don't get it, but it's still just, it's so fascinating to watch. I think they did a really, really good job with this. So that's what I'm watching. Okay, that's everything, I think. If I missed anything, well, I'll tell you about it next time. I am also going to say one more thing, and that's please subscribe. I don't think I have said please subscribe in a video in like a year, but we are almost to 4,000 subs, which is crazy to me. So if you've been watching videos and hanging out, hit the button. Let's keep hanging out. See, this is why I never say it. I get weird. Okay, well anyways, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Have a nice scream. Bye.